for Norwood. Kennedy's playing centre half back on Tom Warhurst. Button's in the ruck. Leslie's on the interchange. And Baker wins the first tap. Bradley, McIntosh's handball. Tried to get to Fosdyke. Cunningham with a quick kick. Adler takes the mark. A few surprises, Robin.
Certainly is. I can't pick them all up at the moment. Adler with a good kick into the half forward with John Harvey chipping in for Port Adelaide ahead of Neville Roberts. Not quite as far on the return kick. Neil Button showing his lack of confidence there, waiting for someone to come behind, and then he recovers and hits it straight back down the ground to Belton. Belton goes in towards Cunningham and Jenkins takes the mark. Till, returning to Norwood this afternoon, gives it to Noble. Noble to the outer side. Richard Neagle in front of Craig Ebert. And he'll receive a free kick. Made position well, Ebert from over the back trying to spoil. Interferes with Neagle. And he gets a free kick on centre wing.
Martin Leslie is a surprise interchange player. We expected him to start at centre half back or full back. Menzel has come into the Norwood side, went without it. Warhurst, Michael Annie with a long sleeve Guernsey on. Looks like it'll be a ball up. No, Kimmy Kinnear will get a free kick. So it's Kinnear from centre half back. Can tell you that O'Dwyer's also on the interchange for Norwood. Kinnear goes to the far side, looking for his coach and Ebert. Button over the top. Fosdyke got all day as he kicks with a drop punt, and it's going to go close. I think it'll go through. A goal to Fosdyke, and Norwood get the first after a minute. Big goal from the centre wing.
Neil Button did very well then, Bruce. Competed out on that far wing, gave Fosdyke an opportunity. And what a magnificent kick it was from Fosdyke on the run. Poetry in motion is Fosdyke, Duncan Fosdyke. Neil Button in the ruck. People thought Jim Michael Annie would start there, but he's not. Ball tapped down to Bradley. Kick forward by Adler. Warhurst and Kennedy. Kennedy fisting the ball away to Belton. Belton short towards Curtis. He and Adler neither able to control the ball, and it's out of bounds. Centre wing, Norwood kicking with the aid of a breeze. No rain at the moment. Had a lot of rain during the reserves match, but none at the moment. Albie Menzel, Aish, Gallagher, Thomas. Thomas slips over. Ball not out of bounds as yet. It is out of bounds now. There'll be a throw in at centre wing.
So it's Baker and Button against one another. Gallagher at the back. Baker in the front spot. Thomas keeps his footing this time. Good tackle though by Bradley, and again Thomas running the ball out of play. Lots and lots of changes before this match. Noble on the field for Norwood. Norwood's captain dropping out in Tegel. Button won the tap. Giles and Gallagher. Fosdyke to Button. Gee, Button around his body completely there at right angles.
He kick it straight into Fosdyke.
Noble to Adler, and Adler with a high drop punt. Warhurst in the front spot. Kennedy at the back. Belton. Eckerman with a screw punt that travels about 50 metres. Button underneath it. Gill against him there, and then did something a little foolish.
That's a free kick against Alan Gill. He ran Neil Button up the front. Eye not on the ball. Neil Button from centre wing. Decides to play on with a handball. Malcolm Noble can't take possession. Paul Adler now with an opportunity at the goal. He's kicked it into the dead pocket. It'll go out of bounds. Not a well-directed kick by Paul Adler. Out of bounds, forward pocket for Norwood. Dexter Kennedy will probably do the ruck work in defence. He'll be opposed to Jim Michael Annie. Kennedy in the front spot. Roberts can't get possession. Kennedy gets it back. Ball just knocked away there to Port Adelaide player.
Bradley with a kick towards the centre wing and out of play. Giles getting the handball to Bradley. A goal to Norwood. Port haven't scored. Didn't see a lot of scoring in the earlier match. But as Robert said, no rain at the moment. A lot of rain during the reserves. Front spot, Ben Harris. Button over the back. Giles tried to get a quick kick away. Tilt's tackle on him was a quick one. Button underneath the pack with Belton. The handball by Aish was good to McIntosh. Baker getting in the road. Gallagher with one hand. Baker into his back. And again a ball in. Ball up. Half forward flank for Norwood. No pattern to the game as yet. Baker and Button. Andrew Aish. Philip Gallagher playing his 200th around his body. Roberts getting rid of Harvey and will give away a free kick.
Yeah, that's a bad free kick. Neville Roberts has got to be careful with that play. It's unnecessary. John Harvey. It's a good kick into the breeze, covering some 50 metres. Harris can't hold possession. Finally, it's picked up by Andrew Aish. High into centre half forward. It's a well-placed kick. Off hands. Tony Giles can't take possession. Gallagher holds possession in front. Well done, Philip Gallagher. And the player coming towards him held his ground and trapped the ball. Receives a free kick. He's within distance. Another goal would be handy for Norwood at this stage of the first quarter. What do you think, Bruce? 55 metres?
He's going to go short. Tom Warhurst at centre half forward, and he's got the mark. Loose checking there by Dexter Kennedy, who's playing at centre half back.
He's standing in the goal square, Bruce, to have a fly at the ball. He still thinks he's rucking, I think. That's the trouble when you change positions.
Awkward kick by Warhurst, but it's a straight one. And so Tom Warhurst has got his first goal, playing at centre half forward today. And Norwood, 2 goals, Port Adelaide yet to score. Playing about 9 minutes. That'll be Harrison Button, the 230s. Over the top, Teal. Free kick will go against Harrison, will go to Button. You can never work that out, Robert, when they both grab onto one another and put their arms in a lock, and then the free kick comes up.
I think that Jim Teal caused that. In fact, he pushed Harris in the back, who pushed Button in the back. Umpire obviously looking at the man in front. Gallagher in the front, was knocking the ball out. Kim Kinnear takes a good possession at centre wing. Keith Thomas with an opportunity. He can't take it. Ray Bradley centering the ball back. Neil Button dropping back into defence. Comes off hands to Brian Cunningham. Cunningham onto the left leg. Winter and Evans. It'll be a goal. It won't be a goal. A Z-grade bounce, and it's gone out of bounds across the face. Bad luck there for Port Adelaide. Bruce Winter worrying very much about Tim Evans. Lost control of the ball, or lost flight of the ball. Unfortunately for Norwood, a lucky bounce.
Evans in the front spot, Button at the back. Curtis, strong tackle on him by Greg Thomas, and it'll be a ball up. 2 goals Norwood, Port yet to score. Button doing the ruck work. Evans will fly against him. Baker back in the centre for Port Adelaide. Harris it was. Free kick to Button, no. What's happening?
His arms really sideways. As the player was coming in, instead of Neil Button going straight for the fly at the ball, put both arms out in an effort to sort of feel where Ben Harris was, and he's been penalised for doing it.
And Harris has kicked the goal as a result of the free kick. Port Adelaide get there first, playing at centre half forward, Ben Harris. It's 2 goals to 1.
Yes, Neil Button, that's a costly error against Norwood. They can't afford to let the opposition score, particularly by giving a free kick away. Neil Button on that occasion, not going directly at the ball, he propped in front of the Port Adelaide player's run and was penalised immediately for doing so. Port Adelaide have scored a very handy goal into the breeze. I think it's freshened up a little bit with the rain stopping. I think the breeze has freshened somewhat.
Jim Michaelani having a run for Norwood. Still David Baker for Port Adelaide. Hupperts, Michaelani to McIntosh. These conditions will suit McIntosh because he has great power. A high one. A splendid mark by Harvey. Playing on Roberts, Kennedy. 3 or 4 Norwood players there. Roberts and also Harvey again, and it'll be a ball up. Goal the difference. Warhurst will do the ruck work for Norwood. Kennedy will run against him. Playing centre half forward and centre half back respectively. Kennedy with a thump to Curtis. Curtis to Giles. Giles will run through the centre. Long drop punt. Now this is Evans' first chance today. Went with the one hand. Schmal and Clifford. Clifford fell over and he'll get a free kick.
Never can work that out, I'm afraid.
That's a very poor decision.
What a magnificent movement, though, from the half-back line as a result of that lovely knock by Dexter Kennedy, Bruce. His ruck work unquestioned there.
Curtis's handball was very good on the up to Giles. Now Clifford, 35 metres out. Would need his best. It's not his best. Just getting to the goal square. Front spot Gill. And that'll be 15 metres against Michael Lanning. It might be a little bit more. Brian Cunningham holding his head. Jim Michael Lanning foolish there.
I don't think he did too much, though, Bruce.
picking himself up. Alan Gill, it looked a certain goal from 10 metres out. It's been made an absolute give-me right in the square. Straight through it goes. He's kicked the ball out into the road, or into the car park, actually. And so it's 2 goals each, with Gill getting his first and Cunningham in some trouble.
Port Adelaide at 2-4. Norwood 3 goals. Port Adelaide now with the aid of a fresh breeze. Baker up high, Button. Michael Annie lays it back to Menzel. Menzel to Keith Thomas. Thomas to the full forward area. Button with one hand. Roberts, he can't take possession. Greg Thomas trying to kick around his body. Hughes smothers it. Keith Thomas running at the ball strongly. Warhurst dummies a handball, then kicks to full forward. Roberts with a fly at the ball. Can't mark it. Brings 2 players down. The old champ himself, Philip Gallagher, 200 games under his belt, and now a goal. Played a magnificent first quarter. He's picked up that ball. Well done, Neville Roberts. Put 2 players down out of action then as he flew for that ball. An easy opportunity for the Redlegs. They move now to 4 goals, leading Port Adelaide 2 goals 4.
Yes, Gallagher playing a great game today for Norwood. He worked very, very hard in that first quarter. We had a number of touches, and he's put through his first. And so the Redlegs get one within a minute. 4 goals to 2 for Baker and Michael Annie. Michael Annie looking a bit more like Button every year with the long sleeve Guernsey on. Just hasn't quite got the moustache as yet.
And the physique.
It's Harris tackled. Schmal, left foot, which covers about 40 metres. Oh, great pick up by Kennedy for a big man. Close to the boundary line. McIntosh shrugs off Kinnear's tackle, then says to him, don't do it again, and he'll take the free kick. A lot of cheek in him, McIntosh, for a young man as he kicks the ball to Fosdyke.
He's absolutely thrashing Russell Ebert, and Russell's making no effort to pick him up.
Fosdyke to Roberts, back to Fosdyke. Now, he's usually a good kick. He shouldn't miss this. Drop punt, did. Give me goal for Fosdyke on the run. So it's 1-1 to Fosdyke, 4-1 to 2-4. Norwood 9 points in front.
Neville Roberts had no hesitation. Russell Ebert just bring up the rear then, making no real effort to chase Duncan Fosdyke, just making a token effort. Fosdyke from the back, off hands. Neville Roberts, tackled. Greg Thomas in possession under the pack, just taps it out. Russell Ebert knocks it forward a bit further. Warhurst. That was Fosdyke on the ground. There'll be a free kick to Ebert. Russell Ebert, backward of half-back. No, it's not. He's not going to get the free kick. It's Kim Kinnear to receive the free. But I think both he and Russell might have got around the neck between them as Kinnear kicks to half forward. Teal, Noble, just kicking it wildly out towards the boundary line and out of bounds.
Centre wing, maybe just slightly in Norwood's favour. Jim Michaelani, David Baker. Baker comes around the front. Fosdyke, Keith Thomas, Kinnear, and also Nigel, and Kinnear takes the mark. Kimmy Kinnear, a 200-plus game player for Port Adelaide. We've got 6 of those in the side today that have played over 200 league games. Short to Craig Bradley. Bradley on the centre wing. He'll be touring England later this year with the Australian youth cricket side, the under-19s. He's the vice-captain. High one towards centre half forward. Thumped away by Michael Annie. Fosdyke gets rid of Huppets in a hurry, and that leaves it for Schmal. Schmal towards the centre wing. Warhurst in between 2 players. Kennedy takes a splendid mark and gives it to Kinnear.
Gallagher did that beautifully as he dropped back, read the play magnificently. There's a 15-metre penalty against Tony Giles. But Philip Gallagher, bad kick by Kim Kinnear. I was just going to mention a moment ago when he kicked the short one towards half forward. He took a chance. Gallagher to Teal. Teal long into the full forward area. Roberts is out of stood, and he gets a free kick as John Harvey interfered with Neville Roberts on the flight of that ball in. Roberts was going to fly for the ball. Harvey just bodying him out when the ball wasn't within 5 metres, and he's been penalised.
Robert, you notice Gallagher there in the centre refused to kick the ball to this pocket. He'd been given a lead or two. He waited for somebody to go down the attacking side.
It's the values of experience. Paul Adler in the first quarter, on the other hand, kicked 2 balls blindly into the dead pocket. Neville Roberts, one of the best kicks you'll ever wish to see play league football, makes no mistake, kicks his first goal. Norwood now moving on to 5 goals 1, leading Port Adelaide 2 goals 4.
Roberts, who kicked 5 goals in the opening match of the season against Sturt on Monday, last season kicked an incredible 83 goals in home and away matches on a half-forward flank. Greg Turville not playing today for Norwood. You can see him in the middle of the Norwood coaching staff with Ross Porritt, Neil Baum, Greg Nicholson, Wally Miller all around him.
David Baker, Jim Michaelani. Baker going for a long knock. Tapping it forward further is Harris. Picked up there by Norwood as they handball it towards Adler. That was Noble that handballed it. Tom Warhurst from behind Dexter Kennedy takes a well-judged mark. He goes out into the dead pocket to Roberts leading. Very good lead by Neville Roberts. He goes to play on quickly. Danny Hughes was well over the mark. Roberts looked over his shoulder to play on, so the umpire called play on. Some players get away with it, others can't.
Had Neil Button leading from him. He was going to go to Button, but
it's a bad judgment. Neil Button and Dexter Kennedy. Kennedy's knocked beautifully. Warhurst takes the free ball as it flies out. Neither player doing anything at that boundary throw-in. That was a bad miss, actually, Bruce. That wind coming across, they've only got to kick it at that right-hand post and it'll come in for them. Danny Hughes going to the outer side.
Button underneath it, also Baker. Read well by Andrew Aish. He's going to go short towards Greg Thomas and he takes a finger tipper. Well done by Andrew Aish. Greg Thomas played in the reserves on Monday. He has been injured in the pre-season work for Norwood. Last year made a big impact on league football, was injured in the grand final, was replaced by, I think, Philip Gallagher very, very early in the game. But he's a goal-kicking rover, Greg Thomas.
On his own up there then, Bruce. I don't know how he got on his own. Maybe it was Danny Hughes' man.
Kick by Thomas is high. It looks to be straight. It is. So Greg Thomas has got his first. And what a start for Norwood after quarter time. They've kicked 3-2 within 6 minutes and they lead 6-2 to 2-4.
Norwood played very well early in the first quarter, but it was only after that initial onslaught when they kicked 2 quick goals that Port Adelaide fought back very well indeed to kick 2 goals for. But in the first 6 minutes of the second quarter, Port Adelaide can't maintain that same pressure. Perhaps they felt the pinch a little bit through having worked so hard into the breeze. David Baker and Jim Michaelani. It's a good bounce this time, favouring neither player. Baker does a good knock down to Curtis. Curtis to half forward. Adler coming out, just dives forward. Knocked on by Harris. He recovers his own ball, then handballs it quickly forward. And it's Belton round his body, back towards the centre, trying for Curtis. Can't get him. Noble off the ground. Schmal. Aish. Dummies. Kicks to half forward. Warhurst with an opportunity. Free kick to Dexter Kennedy against Tom Warhurst. Holding on. Dexter Kennedy playing centre half back. Very good kick, covering 50 to 60 metres. Middle of the pack and well judged in between Teal and Michaelani. Ben Harris. Harris now with an opportunity to put Port well into attack. He goes straight at the goal front. Winter backing back into Evans. Misses him completely. Ball just knocked forward by Thomas. And it's rushed through from behind. It's the first score for Port Adelaide this quarter. They're 2 goals 5 and Norwood are 6 goals 2.
Winter often looks for a short pass from full-back. Hasn't got anybody just at the moment. Can't quite make up his mind which side to go to. He goes to the eastern side. Michaelani, Baker. Baker takes the mark. Baker quickly plays on to Belton. Belton with a high drop punt towards full forward. It's Evans from the back. In the front spot was Noble. A snap by Clifford was smothered, and Schmal will take the free kick and be allowed to play on. Schmal with a drop punt. McIntosh on the lead. What a mark. That's a balance. Play, can't he? He gives it to Neagle. And Neagle from the centre holds the drop punt up. He's given Roberts and Warhurst a chance. That was a very good kick by Neagle, and Warhurst has taken the mark. But what about McIntosh? No one on his mark either, Robert.
It's a 15-metre penalty. Actually, if he went to run up, the player can't run from behind the mark until play-on's been called. He nearly went to play on. Rocky Roberts was called to play on here a moment ago. But what a game McIntosh is playing in the centre. It's a long kick by Warhurst, fading across the goal, but sneaks inside the left-hand post. And Norwood in full flight. There's 7 goals 2, and Port Adelaide 2 goals 5.
Dwyer's coming on.
He's gone straight off too, Bruce. They haven't bothered to bring him through the interchange. Of course, Dwyer has played full-back. They probably have sat him on the fence in the hope, I think, that nothing would go wrong as far as Bruce Winter and Tim Evans are concerned. They've left Bruce there all day, and now O'Dwyer gets his chance to go back into the defensive action as the ball's spoiled away at centre wing and out of bounds.
Keith Thomas has lost a boot. Thomas only with one boot at the moment. Bruce Winter in some pain there. Ran into the back of Evans when he injured himself.
Michael Annie just taps it to Gallagher. Gallagher up to half forward. Neagle takes the mark and gets a free kick for a trip. He called play on. Richard Neagle was tripped as he ran through that small opening that was there. He goes in quickly to full forward. Roberts in the front spot. Coming from behind was Harvey. Aish pushed in the back. No free kick. Warhurst, ball flies from his hands. Hughes taps it between his legs and is penalised for throwing. Most unfortunate. I think that's most unfair on the player. Tried to lift himself up, banged it back between his legs with an open hand and was penalised for throwing. I don't think he scooped it, did he, Bruce?
No, I don't think he did either. Warhurst with a strong kick to the goal square. Fosdyke in the front, Button over the back. Button with a snap, and he has put it through. So Neil Button gets a goal for Norwood, and that certainly sealed it at 17-6 to 10-11.
Oh, gee, he looks a different player when the going gets a bit heavy, Bruce. In the middle of winter, it's okay to say last week he felt the pain, a little bit of the pace of the big football park ground, and of course a dry condition. But today, when the ground just slowed down a bit, Neil Button has been absolutely superb.
Big game by Button. Norwood 17-6 to 10-11. They're finishing it off well. So it's Kennedy and also Michael Annie. Michael Annie's won the ruck. In fact, Norwood has won the ruck most of the day. Bradley to Clifford. Harris takes a good mark. He's taken 3 or 4 good grabs in the front. Well, that's a very poor handball. Gave Bradley little chance. Cunningham, great pick up and a super handball to Kinnear. Kinnear's got Hupperts, but he went probably the wrong way. Hupperts throws it out in front of himself, then gets it back to Ebert. Ebert tried the 1-2 with Hupperts, but Adler was there, and it'll be a ball in.
Out of bounds in the forward pocket for Port Adelaide. Big Ben Harris. He'll be opposed by Jim Michael Annie. Harris playing centre half forward and rucking up forward. Gets it to Hupperts. Hupperts does a little handball and then is set upon and will receive a free kick. Port Adelaide not keeping his eye on the ball. Tackled Ray Hupperts well and truly after he'd got rid of it. Ray Hupperts with an opportunity to post Port Adelaide's 11th goal. 21 shots to 23, but there's a big difference in the score. Hupperts can't get the score. Be a free kick here to Port Adelaide for shepherding against Tim Evans.
It's Tom Warhurst. Back there with him as well as Jim Michael Annie. Evans today's got 5. So he's had a great start to the season, 8 last week. And 6 today. So 14 goals in 2 matches so far for Tim Evans. 11-11 to 17-6, and it's goal for goal at Alberton.
This Port Adelaide really put some pressure on in this last goal. They've tried very hard. And their game has not been all that bad during the day, but Norwood's movement up through the forward line has certainly been much smoother. And as a result, of course, they're showing a clean pair of heels on the scoreboard. There's 31 points of difference. I know it's only 5 goals. 5 goals in 10 minutes will be a fair bit to score for the Port Adelaide players, particularly with the heavy going. And Norwood will really have to fall into a hole at this stage, Bruce, to lose this game.
Yes, I don't think it could happen, Robert. They're just too far back, Port Adelaide. They'd need too many goals too quickly and against the run of play. Michael Annie and also Kennedy, the 231s. Greg Thomas done some good things, got a lot of toe. Drop punt, looking for Roberts on a lead. Roberts outnumbered here. Clifford getting back in a hurry. Very good tackle by Roberts. Against Roberts for too high to Clifford.
Be a free kick to Roberts, wouldn't it? No?
You'd reckon, wouldn't you?
Oh, that was a magnificent tackle. I think Philip Gallagher said a word to the umpire on the quiet there. Neville Roberts absolutely shattered, and so he should be.
Kick by Clifford to the centre wing. McIntosh for Norwood. Handball over the top for Keith Thomas. It's set up for him. Trying to run him down at the back was Russell Boyd. Thomas comes wide. It's Menzel and Eckerman, stride for stride. Coming in to help them is Kinnear. Kinnear showing some toe. Smart getting into the ground. Must be a free kick.
I think personally that's a free kick against him for holding the ball. He just sold out, Bruce. When he felt the player coming, he knew he was gone. Instead of getting rid of the ball, he just jumped down on the ground and pulled the player down with him. Wayne Schmal from half-back. Long kick up the centre wing. Dexter Kennedy. Dexter surely can't have a gallop left in him. He's played centre half-back for 3 quarters. Now Port Adelaide put him onto the ball. Beautiful kick to centre half forward. Spoiled away there by Michael Annie. Huppert takes possession. Long handball to Cunningham. Cunningham sees Belton on his own at centre half forward. Gives the ball across to him. Back to Tony Giles. And this time Giles kicks truly.
First goal to Giles. He's got 1-2. Port get a little closer. 12-11 to 17-6. Almost 20 minutes gone.
There's Tony Giles moved up through that half-forward line. As a result of the Norwood players moving down the ground, he's gone up with his man, and then when the opportunities presented itself, Tony Giles has capitalised, and that's his 3rd shot for goal this afternoon. In fact, he should have kicked 2 of those goals. One was in the 3rd quarter, was a fairly easy one, you might say. However easy is when you're having a shot for goal.
Again, Michael Annie and Kennedy in the centre. Kennedy's worked really hard today. Michael Annie's done a great job for Norwood. Ebert caught by McIntosh. Kennedy again. He's picking up a lot of kicks in this last quarter. And Schmal takes a big mark. Wayne Schmal comes out wide to Greg Thomas. Thomas keeps his cool. Kinnear, that was silly. Running Thomas down after Thomas had taken the mark. It was 15 metres against Kinnear. Thomas doesn't use it. He goes to Keith Thomas a little wider on the wing. Keith Thomas has done some good useful things today without being absolutely spectacular. Button and Hughes. Button laid it off, but nobody there. Kennedy working very hard, as I said, to Clifford. Clifford seems to be running across half-back in this last quarter. In towards the centre. Michael Annie in some trouble, but he got rid of it. Bradley's handball to Curtis. Curtis looking for Belton. Now he draws the player to him and gives it to Belton. And Belton on the run is going to put it through for a goal. So Port Adelaide get a run on. 13-11 to 17-6. Belton's got his first. Ebert's trying to lift them with Belton in the centre now, and can Port Adelaide get out of it? One of the few times today, Port get back within 19 points. It'll be a ball up. So Port want to go within about 2 or 3 minutes, as Robert said. They've got to just keep getting them now. They need one before the time-on period. In fact, 2 before the time-on period would put them within 2 kicks. Michael Annie and Kennedy. Curtis, also Belton. And again, a ball up in the centre. So Norwood wasting some time here.
There's Paul Belton going to the centres. Good move. Craig Bradley was tried there. Dexter Kennedy gets it to Russell Ebert. Ebert kicks it straight into Fosdyke. Teal coming through. He can't get rid of the ball. Neagle now takes possession. I think the Norwood players will suddenly find a little bit of zip in their legs. No matter how tired they are, they'll try and stop this ball getting away at least. Clifford still dropping back into the half-back line. Just forming a bit of a link man to give them a bit of running play from half-back. Beautiful knock by Michael Annie to Thomas. Another stalemate at centre half forward for Port Adelaide.
See Bomber Clifford there in the centre. He's about 25 metres away from where the actual play is. As Robert said, that's the way he's been playing a lot of his football today, especially in this last term. Kennedy with a long thumb. Schmal takes it with him. Done a really good job today, Schmal. Boyd almost got the handball off him. Added to Aish. Huppert smothered it. Kennedy. McIntosh took it off him. Then Button to Menzel. Michael Annie rather than Menzel. Now Button. Hughes at the back. Run down by Roberts. And Rocky's going to get a free kick against him again.
No, I think it might have been against Richard Neagle that time.
I don't know, Robert.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, John Hilton's been very, very tough on Neville Roberts.
Hughes to centre half forward. Sport away from Harris. Schmal ducked his head. Still ducking his head. Handball by Harris to Boyd. Boyd's got Clifford running. Clifford from centre half forward's going to have a shot to goal. Now it's Evans. Well done, Tom Warhurst. He thumps it to the boundary line. It'll be a ball in.
Why is Evans allowed to push the player out with 2 hands then when the ball was coming in? As soon as when Evans had it done to him, he received a free kick immediately. Out of bounds.
Clifford's had 20 kicks.
Jim Michael Annie and Evans. Ball just drops at their feet. Michael Annie just handballs up there. Huppert takes it, drops the ball. Is tackled. Another bounce down. About 30 metres from goal. Almost time on in the last quarter.
Time running out for Port, Robert.
Oh, I'd say there'll be a bit of time on, Bruce. There's been a few goals kicked. Ball knocked away, giving Danny Jenkins the run of it. Over the top of the pack. Running towards the boundary. O'Dwyer come on for Norwood to centre half forward. It's out of bounds at the centre wing. Port Adelaide are 13-11. Norwood are 17-6. There's 19 points the difference.
Button and Kennedy. Kennedy works his way into the front spot. Clifford gets his 21st kick, and it's a long one. Curtis takes the mark and should get a 15-metre against Adler. So Stephen Curtis, who hasn't had a lot of confidence in his kicking after he did kick a goal early in the match, has a great chance now to put Port within 13 points. Curtis's kick has gone through, so he's got his second. It's 14-11 to 17-6. I think Port Adelaide have kicked the last 4 goals in this match. They have. It was 10 to 17 at one stage, and they're within 13 points.
Yes, they kicked on about the 19-minute mark of this last quarter. Port Adelaide have kicked. Milbaum looking a little bit worried. Greg Turnbull, Greg Nicholson. Nobody's smiling at the moment. In former weeks, we've seen a bit of smiling coming from the bench. There's not too much smile on the coach's face at the moment. No more there should be. Neil Button back on the ball against Dexter Kennedy. Kennedy's given Port a lift. Stalemate. Button jumps on the ball, gets it out, intercepted by Craig Ebert.
Into the time on period, Robert. 25 scoring shots to 23. Port have had 2 more scoring shots. It's Kennedy. Button. Button with a long thump, only as far as Giles to Clifford. That's his 22nd kick. Goes long to centre half forward. Harris getting back on it. Noble waits for it. A quick kick, missed by Andrew Aish. Schmal Shepherds. Aish to Menzel. Curtis ran him down. Gallagher waits for it. Caught by Giles. Clifford's having a big last term, a long one. Cunningham's underneath it and he takes the mark. So this is a big kick coming up for Brian Cunningham. He should go back and have a shot. Bradley's going to run for him.
Gallagher's absolutely exhausted, Bruce. He can't raise a gallop at all.
That's a better kick by Cunningham. It's a goal. The vice-captain has put Port within 2 kicks. What a finish. 15-11 to 17-6. He's got it laid right down to him and his players at the moment. There's 7 points of difference. Button won the tap to Menzel. Menzel fell over. Neagle, free kick, and that just might be a saviour for Norwood because they haven't been able to get the ball into their forward line in the last 10 minutes.
It's from here, though, that Port Adelaide have rebounded from the half-back line. They've done it very well in this last bit. Neagle goes to half forward. O'Dwyer from the back, fish it towards the boundary line. Leslie, long handball, but it's out of bounds before he hits it. So Norwood holding for time at the moment. Port Adelaide with a spirited comeback, full of running at the moment. Michael Annie, Dexter Kennedy. Kennedy lays it back. It's just hit forward to Ebert. Ebert into half forward. Ben Giles. Kinnear quickly up to the centre wing. A magnificent mark by Danny Jenkins. That is a real mark.
Noble looks like he might be coming off for Norwood. I'm not sure. Norwood has kicked 2 goals in this last quarter.
See, McIntosh is very wide. I think they need him in the middle of the ground, not out of bounds on the full. But that's where he's going. They're all calling for an out of bounds on the full now. Gary McIntosh has just lost his cool. The centreman playing very wide.
So Leslie, Port has kicked 7-1 in this last quarter. They're coming home with a great rate. Button takes the saving mark at centre half back. Harris went up a little early. So Button, centre half back for Norwood. But a really good game today. He's got McIntosh very short if he wants him. Oh, that's a bad kick.
He's tired.
Straight to Kinnear, to Russell Ebert. Port can get a goal out of this. They've got a chance. Adler missed it. Jenkins to Noble. Noble chips it to Gallagher. One-hander. He's going to sit on it. Gives it to Fosdyke. And Norwood have got to run it up.
Trouble. Kennedy's at half-back on his own. Ace has got to do the job. Puppets. Boyd. Takes the ball but can't get away. That was a good kick by Fosdyke because Kennedy was right on the leg, reading it beautifully. Fosdyke gave Andrew Ace the opportunity.
Michael-Annie over the top, Fosdyke. Ebert tried to get a handball away. McIntosh's handball to Gallagher. Gallagher to Neagle. Neagle run down from behind, but picked up by Leslie. Leslie with a high one. It's Kinnear and Fosdyke. Oh, what a mark. What a mark. Fosdyke will go short to Thomas. Hughes comes in late. And Norwood 7 points in front, 30 minutes gone. Surely can't lose from here.
Was Fosdyke cool then, or was he cool? Unbelievable.
It's a super mark, wasn't it? So Greg Thomas deep in the pocket, far too far out to score. 17th kick. Floater towards the goal square. Michael-Annie from the back. Front spot Menzel, and it'll be a ball up. Time has run out for Port Adelaide. Neil Baum is safe. It's 17-6 to 15-11. And there's the siren. And Norwood has won by 7 points. 17 goals, 6 Norwood. 108 to Port Adelaide, 15-11, 101. And so Russell Ebert loses his first game as a coach at Alberton.
And Neil Baum with some anxious moments in that final quarter, talking to Greg Mickelson after the game. Norwood being almost run over at one stage by Port Adelaide at the end, but hanging on. As you can see from the scoreboard, they led 15-6 to 8-10, and then at one stage in the last quarter, they led 17-6 to 10-11. Port getting within 7 points. 17-6 to 15-11 the final score. Warhurst, Menzel and Greg Thomas, they all got 3 for Norwood. Michael-Annie, Fosdyke and Roberts getting 2 each. What a good job Harvey did on Roberts today. Evans kicked 6 for Port Adelaide. Curtis got 2.